is starting. The Captain Coder at the helm. Bean water is ready. Today we will learn a lot. He loves the questions, he loves to sing. Join our Discord and follow him.
Oh no, where's my camera? What's happening? Hello? What is going on with that? Hang on, let's go to my face. What is this even? What camera is this even? Oh, I know what's happening. I had the flap down. There's a privacy flap. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Captain Coder here on this beautiful Saturday. I hope everyone's having a great day. I was like, what is this? What is this thing here? The flap was down, but it was just partially down. I wish you could see it. Yeah, there's a flap on my camera here. I didn't have it all the way closed, so it just had this weird gray color. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you happen to be. I hope you're having a wonderful day. We got the whole crew here with us. I'm so happy to have you, Clayman Dev. How the heck have you been, my friend? Working on epic hero game. Folks, you guys don't know Clayman. Go give him some love. Go wishlist this game, epic hero game. It's gonna be an epic game. Sandbox, physics-based superhero game, rogue-like game. Go check it out. Beautiful stuff going on over there. As you may or may not have known, Clayman was exclamation point first today. Thank you so much for being here. And then we got Sigian. Sigian, thank you for that beautiful intro once again. I can't get enough of it. I appreciate you being here so much. And G, I'm so glad you are here, my friend. Yeah, the private flap, the privacy flap. Yeah, just in case, you never know. I found out my camera also has like an on and off button. My camera has this, hang on, here's a button. My camera has a remote for it. I didn't realize it has this power button over here too, that you can turn the camera off, but it doesn't turn it back on, which is really just like odd. I turned it off the other day and I was like, oh, I wonder how this works. And then I couldn't get it to turn back on. I had to like completely, it was horrible. It's horrible. So they have this emergency, it's more of a self-destruct button than anything else. But gee, I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad you woke up on time. Me too. I've been sleeping in a lot more these days. My sleep schedule shifted a little bit. So I used to be waking up like 3 in the morning. It's 5 a.m. for me. I used to be waking up at around 3 a.m. But my sleep schedule shifted like 4:35, 6 some days, maybe even a little bit later. But I'm going to bed later, just a little bit off. So I am, yesterday I wasn't sure. Look, I wasn't sure if I'd come back to streaming. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I'm back. But we've got the whole crew here. Smab, welcome back. Refusing to claim it. I'm sorry I'm forcing so many points upon you. I'm forcing so many. You can give them away, Smab. There's like a points give button as well. Welcome to 4th place, Corfless. Happy to have you here. We also got Toms. Welcome back, Toms. How are you? Toms, plop. Toms, how you been, my friend? It's nice to see you, buddy. And Ben Develop 64, how are you? Ben, did you finish I'm pretty sure eat points. Those delicious points. They're so, gotta eat those points. They're so good. Gotta eat those points. You guys crack me up. But it's so nice to have you all here in Corfless. Welcome back, Ben, in 5th place there. Oh, that bean water's good. I actually cut out coffee. I've been drinking too much coffee. I cut it out I moved a little over a week ago, about 2 weeks ago now. But I decided to stop drinking coffee for a whole week. Boy, that was an eye-opener for me on how much coffee I had been drinking, because I don't know if anyone else has ever quit coffee cold turkey, but you get those a little bit of caffeine withdrawal. Which is not fun. You get headaches, and you're pretty irritable, but I'm so much better now. So I'm trying to stick to 1 cup of coffee a day. I'm trying to stick to 1 cup of coffee a day, and then a second cup that is decaf. Or a half calf. So I'm trying to limit myself a little bit. I just love the taste of coffee so much. It wasn't necessarily using it to stay awake, but I just love the taste of coffee so much. Advent of Code starts on Formal Goose Foundation. Welcome back, my friend. It starts on December 1st. So Advent calendars, I think they're 25 days typically. You usually start them on December 1st. They go till Christmas Day. So there's 25 days on an Advent calendar. It's supposed to like count down the days to Christmas. I believe. I don't know if that's the history of them, but when I was growing up, that's always what they were used for. I grew up in a Catholic household, and so we did Advent, the Advent stuff. So we always had these. We'd always make our own calendars. We'd like make them out of these rings, and we'd pull one off every day as Christmas was getting closer. How was it without coffee for a whole week? It was rough, Clayman. It was rough. What's your unit test coverage for the things you build? Formal Goose Foundation. It depends on the thing I'm building for Advent of Code. For the Advent of Code, I haven't done any tests yet. Last year, whenever I would run into an error, I would tend to write tests, code coverage for. So I would say my code coverage on Advent of Code is pretty sparse. Pretty sparse. On when I do production stuff at a company, we were pretty good. I'd probably say like 70 to 80% at the last company I worked at. Nowadays, I'm mostly 100% for my students' work. So I write to help me grade their stuff. I have tests written, and when they run their code, they have to pass all the tests as one of the, just like sort of the basis of it. But yeah, I don't write a whole lot of production software these days. I am working on a game called The Poorly Drawn Game. That game is pretty well tested so far. But that's because the core mechanics of the game, all the logic is tested, but the gameplay itself doesn't have unit tests, but the logic of the game does. Half Moon, is this the real captain? How are you doing? It is. Look, if we zoom in, you can see, here, let me show you. This, you know it's the real Captain Coder. Let me see if we can get it here. Because my hair is really thinning out in this spot here. That's how you can really tell. This is because I'm starting to get this a little bit of a receding hairline. It's not too bad. But a little bit. It's as I can zoom in even closer. Look, if you look closely at the Captain Coder, if you look closely, it's beginning to look. It's beginning to have a little bit right here in this region. My hair used to be thicker, but that's okay. Someday. I probably won't go completely bald. My dad didn't go completely bald. His dad didn't go completely bald. So I'll be okay. And look, I used to just shave my head. I used to just keep it shaved off. But yeah, we are working on the Advent of Code here. I've only looked at the name. I haven't really read it yet, but we're gonna read it together here. I've been trying to keep it. I know it's been out for hours at this point. But Half Moon, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. I hope you're doing well. I also get the same problem slowly. But it feels like a natural progression. It's not just like suddenly I lost all my hair when I was 25 or something like that. Because that happens. I've seen that happen to a lot of people I know. I'm sorry, Formal Goose Foundation. I'm sorry. Yeah, so we're gonna look at this. Just glue new hair back. That's exactly right. It has been a while, Half Moon. I've been away, but we're back here. We're gonna read the conundrum for today. So if people don't know, I didn't update my WAT text again. Look, I gotta get back into the groove of this whole streaming thing. I forgot how to do it here. Let's update this WAT text here. Just to be day 2. Day 2, we have a WAT text. Day 2. Today is the cube conundrum. Day 12. No, day 2 cube conundrum. Why? There we go. Day 2. Now, if we check our save, there we go. Check our WAT text. There we go. Welcome to Captain Coder Academy. Today we are working on the Advent of Code Day 2's cube conundrum. The cube conundrum, folks. Gee, thank you so much for the pin. My hairball now. I fear they won't grow back. Yeah, I've heard that one too. When I was younger, I used to shave my head all the time. As a swimmer. You do it, and then you have to wear your swimming cap. I had a girlfriend when I was growing up though that really wanted me to grow my hair out, so I grew it out. I grew it out real long too. I had really long hair then. And then I just never. Since then, I just kind of get it cut every couple of months. So you'll see it get shaggy and then cut, and then shaggy and then cut. But yeah, here we are on day 2, Advent of Code. If you guys don't know, it's a little, I think they call it a programming competition, but it's such a light programming competition. It's more of a series of programming puzzles that comes out every day. The what text is just going crazy now. I love it. Yeah, gee, it's set up to do it automatically like every hour or something along those lines. I don't know. I can't remember what I did, but it happens auto magically. All right, we're on day 2 though. Every day is a new puzzle. They progressively get harder. I would say they start out relatively simple as just like string manipulations, mining calculations, and then as time goes on, they get into more algorithmic, deeper knowledge type stuff to have to solve. It's a great way to test your skills. If you can't solve a puzzle, that's okay too, because you can always go ask for help on the Discord. We have a channel to discuss it. So I know as they're getting more tricky, there's gonna be different ways to solve them. They all already have different ways to solve them, but let's go ahead and read this one here. Redmer, welcome back. That's right. We got the mug that says coffee on it. Coffee, delicious coffee. You're launched high into the atmosphere. So if you remember last time we got strapped into a trebuchet, we had to figure out the coordinates, and they launched us. And so here we are. You're launched high into the atmosphere. The apex of your trajectory just barely reaches the surface of a large island floating in the sky. You gently land in a fluffy pile of leaves. It's quite cold, but you don't see much snow. An elf runs over to greet you. The elf explains that you... The elf explains that you... Hang on, folks. I got that... Ignore that November 18th thing. I got confused here for a second. The elf explains that you've arrived at Snow Island and apologizes for the lack of snow. He'll be happy to explain the situation, but it's a bit of a walk, so you have some time. They don't get many visitors up here. Would you like to play a game in the meantime? Sure. As you walk, the elf shows you a small bag and some cubes, which are either red, green, or blue. Red, green, or blue. That feels important. It's not highlighted. Usually they highlight these things that are important, but I'm guessing this is important. Yeah, it's in the input down here. Each time you play this game, he will hide a secret number of cubes of each color in the bag, and your goal is to figure out information about the number of cubes. To get information, once a bag has been loaded with cubes, the elf will reach into the bag, grab a handful of random cubes, show them to you, and then put them back in the bag. He'll do this a few times per game. You play several games and record the information from each game. Each game is listed with its ID number, followed by a semicolon separated list of subsets of cubes that were revealed from the bag, like 3 red, 5 green, 4 blue. For example, the record of a few games might look like this. Okay. So we're gonna have our game ID here. So it's gonna say game and then a number, integer, colon. And we have a list, semicolon, list, semicolon. Okay. So list would be 3 blue, 4 red. Is it always? No. So they can be in any order that they can come out. So it's not always gonna be red, green, blue. It's gonna be blue, red, green. So the order doesn't matter that much there. Redmer, I'm doing absolutely wonderful. I hope you're doing wonderful as well. Corporal says, I sucked my water bottle's blood halfway. You mean you drank half your water? Heaven says, I myself doing really good, probably the most effective 3 months of my life. I am so glad to hear that, Half Moon. That sounds amazing. What, if you don't mind me asking, what has made it so productive? Are you doing anything different? Is it because you're making your game? What are you working on that's making it so productive? Oh, that water's good. I'm going to encourage everyone to stay a little bit hydrated with me. Okay, in game 1, 3 sets of cubes are revealed from the bag. So I think that's 1, 2, the semicolon is a set, and then put back in. The first set is 3 blue cubes and 4 red cubes. All right, so that's a set. The second is 1 red, 2 green, 6 blue. The third is just 2 green. Okay. The elf would first like to know which games would have been possible if the bag contained only 12 red cubes, 13 green cubes, and 14 blue cubes. Okay, so there's going to be situations, so like 15 blue, too many, 14 red is too many, 20 red would be too many. Okay, so he wants to know which of these games are possible. In the example above, game 1, 2, and 5 would have been possible if the bag had been loaded with the configuration. 1, 2, and 5. So 3 and 4 aren't possible because 20 red here. And then this one has 15 blue and 14 red. But as soon as we hit 1, it's okay. We know it's not there. Similarly, game 4 is impossible because there's 15 blue. If you add up the IDs of games that would be possible, you get 8. Okay, determine which games would have been possible if the bag had been loaded with only 12 red cubes, 13 green cubes, and 14 blue cubes. What is the sum? Okay, so this particular problem. The hardest part is just going to be parsing this in. So we're gonna split it out, pull out the different chunks of information, and then I think we should be good to go. You know, I should probably get better with regular expressions. I just feel regular expression is probably the way to go here. So I'll do a game followed by an integer, and then yeah. Okay, so let's read our input in. Let's get our inputs. We'll do our sample input here. Copy this in. Create a new file. We'll call it sample input, like so. We're going to read this in here into lines. So we're going to do a string array lines is going to be equal to file.readAllLines. And it's going to be sample input.txt like that. Honestly, I should probably make a command line argument. I should get better at doing this. What in C#? In C# console, how do I get the first argument? C# command line arguments. I usually use like a special part. I use like a library to pull them out because I might do flags and stuff. But let's just do here. Args. Okay, can I just do args? Args of 0. Console.writeLine lines.length. Let's just test this out here. So if I did a .NET run sample input, this is gonna. There we go. Yeah, okay. So now I can, look, simple things like that make it easy so I can switch my inputs relatively quickly. Okay, so we have our input here. I want to, basically, I'm gonna create a record type. I'm gonna create a record type that contains the game ID. So we're gonna need to know the ID numbers. And then we sort of like need this set of red, green, blue. All right, so let's do a record here. Record game int ID. I make unit tests for my sample data. That's probably a good idea and a good practice, I'm sure too. I don't know any other regex 101 is a great site to test regex patterns cap. Yeah, the issue is I haven't done regular expressions. This is what I was saying. In C#, I haven't used regular expressions, so I actually just don't know what the syntax is. Like, what is the class called? I'm usually okay-ish with regular expressions, very simple ones. But we're gonna look into it here in a little bit. And then we have a list of like dice sets. Dice set. List of dice set games, right? Or they call these sets, capital S. And then we'll create a record dice set, int red, int green, int blue. And you know, a lot of people might argue that this is over engineering. It's probably true. There's probably an easier way to do it. I have said, well, I've addressed all of my weaknesses on the PC, such as 3D modeling, animating, rigging, and as well as my physical weaknesses, walking more fresh air, free workspace, and for a long time now, eating without being at the PC. Nice, helped me a lot. I feel like that sounds awesome. I'm glad you're addressing some of those challenges that you have. For me, so I don't know if you guys know, I might have mentioned this. I got myself a desk treadmill. It's not, you know, I don't use it while I'm streaming, but it's down here. I just whip that out, put it on my desk when I'm not on stream, and I walk 3 or 4 hours a day now, like a nice gentle pace. I love it. Dev Donut, welcome back to the stream. This is the first time I felt like I've done something relatively sustainable. There's a redeem for it. I'll play Tetris while I walk on it. Destro, it's been awesome. Moonniz is the one that turned me on to that idea, actually. So Moonniz, thank you for that. Turtles breathe through their butts. Me too. I guess I have something in common with turtles. I got mine on a sale. It wasn't Black Friday. It was like earlier, it was like a month or 2 months ago. Forget, there was like some sale weekend going on. I got mine for $200. Yeah, I do program while I'm on. I guess I could do it while I'm on stream. I'm sorry, Dev Donut. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm sorry, folks. So you know the Dev Donut. Do you guys know the Dev Donut? Incredible streamer. Check him out. Streams game development. Streams other stuff. Incredible Unity game developer. Learning a lot over there. But Dev Donut, thank you so much for popping in. I hope you're having a beautiful day, my friend. All right, so the idea here is I want to be able to parse in this game row like this, and the dice set as well. So the dice set here is going to be a comma separated list with a digit, comma, number, word, comma, number, word, comma, number, word, and then these will be separated. So the idea here. Can I create a static thing in here? Public static game parse string line like this. Basically, I want to come in here and just pull these things out. I'm going to do a split on this colon space. I'll just do a split on the colon and do a trim. So we're going to split on colon string parts equals line dot split. And we'll split on the colon here. And then I can do a select. S goes to s.trim. So we'll trim the ends. And we'll just make this a var. That way we don't have to. This is the one time I really like using var, because then I don't have to think about the return type here. String, split options, trims in the entries in the split. Nice. So then I could do comma, string, split options, trim entries. Beautiful, Smab, you know I love you. I think you could have him on a treadmill for hours with my points. It's true. But if using records doesn't methods defeat the purpose, this is a static method. This is just going to be how I pull it out. So it's not a constructor here. This thing is gonna pull it out, and then I'm gonna end up. So let's return null for now. I'm gonna up here basically do game dot parse like this, and then give it a line like that. So it lets me convert strings into these things. I could write this just as a function, but it seems to make sense. In my mind, it makes sense at being part of this object. That's my reason. So it's a static method, so it's actually just like a utility function for parsing these things out. And so let's do a regular expression. So I could, but I'm going to try and look. Part of Advent of Code is to just get better at your programming skills. My coding style has leached into his brain. Well, I'm just, honestly, Smab, I'm just jealous because I've seen these nice regular expressions. Usually I avoid regular expressions because they're hard to debug. But these ones are, if it's a simple regular expression, let's go for it. So I could do this. I could do parts 0. So this is going to be the game part. Dot split. I could split on a space here because I know that it's game space, and then I can pull up the second one like that. But let's practice. Let's learn something better. And so the regular expression I want, I believe, is going to be like game D or something. I forget exactly what it is. But we're going to do game, and then we want an integer. So I'm going to practice this because I don't do regular expressions enough. I usually I automatically go to parsers. They're a little bit more done. Wait, what exactly does trim entries do? So let's take a look at trim entries here. When I split on this, so split's gonna split on this colon. This string over here is gonna have a space in the front. When I do trim entries, it basically runs trim on all of the substrings that it produces. So that way there's no space on the left or right side. It removes all of the white space from the left or right side, and I get just those entries. So let's go regular expression. Reg X 101 is, I think, what it is. Yeah, build test. What I want is a regular expression that is like game and then a digit. I forget exactly what to do. Let's say digit, number, integer, number. Any numbers. Yeah, so slash D. All right, so then we do game 1, 10. It's not D. Do I need to do D star? Is there any digit? Oh, that's any digit. Anything other than a decimal digit. Oh, that's kind of matches anything other than a decimal digit. Is it D plus? D plus? D plus would be at least 1. There we go, like that. So 100, 5, 7. So this will match that. And then I want, when it does the match, I want to pull out the tokens on it. So I think this is the pattern that I want to match on. This is me being bad at these regular expressions. So I'm going to work on improving my regular expression ability here. All right. So and I'm asking for help here. Someone stop me if they notice I'm doing something horribly wrong. But let's do C# reg X match. And then we're going to pull out groups because it's like I want to pull out the different groups and stuff. Let's look at some examples here. Because the idea here is I'm going to do a regular expression. I'm so used to doing regular expressions in JavaScript. I just don't know the syntax in C#. In JavaScript, you literally just like put these in strings and then it's good to go and you can pull things out from them. But my regular expression is game this. This is for the left part. And then we want to match the group on the right, which is this D here. And so let's look here at this example. So we have a pattern here. This is our pattern. All right. So this is going to be our pattern, game, and then D plus. It's saying at least 1 digit, but any number of digits, 1 or more digits. Okay. And then we'll do a matcher. So regex, ignore case. I guess we could do that. So our regex here. This is our regular expression. Ooh, we have to import something. And then our pattern is game D plus, like this. 2 slashes because we are doing an escape string here. Oh, I guess if we did this, that's why. That's nice. So the at in front of the string says read it as is. Read it as is. So that's pretty nice here. So this is our expression. And then, so this is going to be our game, like left side. I don't know what to call it. Game reg X. It's not that scary. So Clayman, you know, it's not that scary. It's one of those things that I kind of avoid because I think parsers are just more robust and better and you get better debug information. But these simple ones, these are relatively simple ones. It can be really powerful for matching point. I just find when you have a bug in a complex regular expression, it's hard to use. Either use at, or you can also use, I was thinking about using the triple W's, raw string literals as well. But we're going to use the at for that. Is it called a raw, does the at make it a raw string literal? I'm assuming that's what this term is called here. Okay, and then we're going to do a match. We'll do a match. So we'll do game regex dot match on parts 0. Okay, and this is going to return a match game match, and this is going to help us get our ID back. It's going to help us get our ID back. So it's going to say try and match our string here, get our ID back, and then the group I believe I want is the second group. I believe group 2 is what I really want. Because there are 2 things it can capture. It can capture the game and it can capture the digit. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. To be a group, you need parentheses. So I would do this, right? So now I really only care. It's going to match this one group. It's going to match this one group on the right with the parentheses. Art, my friend, how have you been? I'm doing lovely, Art. We've moved. We're grooving. We're getting unpacked. My kitchen is amazing. My partner and I have been talking about. I think I really want to do some cooking streams. I want to get my things set up. Name the groups. Ooh, how do I name a group? How do I name a group? How do I name it? Spam, how do I name the group? This example, we end up with group. Can I name the group? C sharp name group. All right, regex name group. I've not done this. Okay, so I can I, let's look at this. Does this work in C sharp? I'm imagining it does. I put a name there. So if I do, let someone correct me here. This is me learning. This is gonna be ID. If I do this, does this give it a name? Ooh, this is exciting. This is exciting. Thank you, Art. I hope you've been well as too. Yeah, so I have a bigger office now. My board, I'm gonna get 2 more board game shelves. I'm finally gonna be able to have all my, hopefully be able to have all, I don't know if I'll actually have enough room for all of them, but I'm gonna be having a lot of my board games on display, more of my board games on display, which is really exciting for me. So game match dot groups, let's see here. Groups dot, let's go look here. Groups, and then I index into them. Can I index into, sorry, C sharp, oops, I've hit something weird. I am like recording my screen right, oh no, stop, what did I do? There's, uh-oh. I have this border here tells me I'm recording my screen. I've hit something that set my screen to start being recorded by Zoom it, and I don't know how to stop the record. There we go. There we go. Cancel that record. That was funny. To me, that was funny. So you can index in there with a string. Awesome. Art says, I'm really heading out now. Have a beautiful day, Art. Thank you so much for popping in. Hope you get a great stream and hope you catch you when you have some more time. Yeah. Have a beautiful day, Art. I'm looking forward to catching your stream later. Smab, thank you so much for the help. This is how we learn. Groups, and then I can do ID, I believe. Is this correct? Only assignments here. So this groups gives me back a group collection. ID. Is this really not? Oh, it's probably upset that I'm not assigning it something. Group. Well, what is a group collection? Can I do? What should be on the left side here? What should be on the left side? Group. Oh, so maybe group. ID. Okay. ID dot value. All right. So just to test this out, console.writeLine. Value here. This is where like unit test would be the smart thing to do. As I'm learning this stuff, this would be the way to do it. But let's parse a line here. Really, lines 0. This should be okay-ish. Let's try a .NET run. This should be parsing out. The first one I should get 1 back. All right, cool. I think that's okay. Let's try 2. I should get 3 back because line 2 is actually the 3rd line in there. 3. Okay. That seems to be working. All right, this is good for my brain. The question that, okay. So, the lazy version of me wants to do, I could probably do a regular expression for the whole thing, but I want to write a regular expression that gives me back a digit and then either red, blue, or green. Not a digit, a number, space, red, blue, or green. So let's try that. So I want a number. So we're gonna do a D plus. All right, we can do number, a space, and then this should be a red, green, or blue. Can I do that? And then this one here will be a color. Okay, so now if I did a 7 red, oh, that didn't work. That didn't work here. Group by values. Oh, group by values between the, so I want to have a regular expression just for like one of these, and then I'm gonna put a comma and say, collect any number of them. So what I'm hoping to do, oh, I'm missing a D plus. There we go. So this is group red, this is group, oh, cool. Does it do it per line? Can I do blue? There we go. 15 green. Okay, so now this one here, I want to, and so this one here is gonna give me my number and my color, And then I kind of want to say, can I make a list? I think there's one that does list or something along those lines. I want to repeat this pattern. So I can mark this whole thing here as a pattern, and say it's one or more times. And I want an optional. Is there an optional? I forget what the optional. This is kind of cool. 0 or 1 of. So then optionally at the end of this, we want to have a comma, question mark. Is this right? Question mark here. So now if I did a red, comma, blue. Sorry, this is still not working here. Matches the character, comma. Matches. All right. Let's look at this. 0 or 1 of that, and then a space. So like my idea here is to make it so we match this 7 red. So we can do these, but I want to match multiple. So it's a comma. If I put a comma at the end, does it match it? There we go. And a space followed by another one. Do the groups not work if I do it that way? Group 0. Can I not match a group if I put it internally like this? So this is saying it's matched that. Matches the previous token between 1. Do I have to do this? This is where like my brain on regular expressions, I struggle a little bit here. Matches a single character within the set. If I do lost that. Look at this whole thing. Okay. 7 blue. That's interesting. Match 1 internal. Part of me wants to just do this simpler one internal. All right. So we might come back. I don't want to spend maybe I should spend more time because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to refresh my brain on these because my gut is telling me just split on this comma, split on this semicolon, and then split on these and pull each one out. So I could do that. So I have this value here, and now what the second half, add in a public static. It's gonna give us back a list of dice sets. Parse sets, and this is going to take in a string line like this, not in the whole line. It's going to take in the parts 2, the second parts here. So we're going to have the value here. We're going to do new id.value int.parse. So we're going to parse the value, comma, and then we'll do a new list for now. But really, we want to dice set.parse. Uncle Scientist, holy moly, what a big raid you've brought us today. I did this cup explosion thing going on. C#, that's right. Coaxed. I'm sorry if that's a good thing or a bad thing, I can't tell. Not assembly, I know, I'm not doing it in assembly, but thank you so much for the raid. Holy moly, welcome aboard. Happy to have you here. Uncle Scientist, thank you for following. Thank you for raiding me. Oh, I'm sorry that you don't like C#. That's okay. To each their own, right? To each their own. I'm not a big fan of certain languages either. I now have Captain Coder in stereo. You got me. Look, you got me. You got to put me on the left monitor and the right monitor. Vegas Pro ruined C# for me. That's fair. That's fair. It happens. It happens. But welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm so happy to have you. Woosa, welcome back. Happy to have you here. Coaxed. Nice to see you. Exuchi, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Des ZDV, Des ZDV. Thank you for following me today. And Ingus Dell, I want to say thank you for following me. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Thank you so much for the Raiders. I'm so glad you're here with us. I'm getting back into streaming. GBT 10,000 says, do you stream C# pretty regularly? Yeah, I mostly stream C# these days, but I have been known to stream some other stuff. No need to explicitly write out the type. Doesn't C# have var for other calls like regex? Yeah, we have var. So you can see I have var here. I'm a big fan of putting the type on the left side if it's simple. The reason I don't have it on this side is just, can you do string exclamation? This one I was originally doing some link stuff, but I tend to like to use var only when there's like a complex type that might change on the left side. When I'm doing simple types, I personally, and it's just because I programmed in Java for so many years, like my brain wants to see it there. And so that's sort of why I always do it that way. But you're right, there's no need to explicitly write it out. I could do a var here if I wanted to. I personally like to be able to know exactly what type it is. Right here would be more reasonable because I have the type right there. But on this side, it's a little bit less reasonable in my mind. But that's just like my opinion. But I'm so glad to have all you beautiful people here. I'm essentially learning a little bit about regular expressions right now. I would typically just do some splits and parse the stuff out here, but I'm doing it. To me, the name of the variable says what it already is. Code that comments itself. That's true. What confused me in C# is why exists string and string. I think that's a legacy thing. I honestly believe that's a legacy thing. I'm not 100% sure. String S, you basically want to use the lowercase string like this. They're both kind of the same thing. If you look at this, it's like a warning saying, hey, you really shouldn't use the capital S version. Name can be simplified. You typically want to use these for the quote unquote primitive types. Still UTF-16. Look, we got to be backwards compatible. Where is the UTF-8 strings? Yeah. Let's break it all. It's okay. Look. We do what we must because we can. Represents a text sequence of UTF-16 code units. So I think they made a choice at one point. I thought C# was supposed to be improved Java. Well, and who knows? More master. I'm so sorry I got you there. It doesn't let you post links right away. Let me give you permission right there. More permits, more master. There you go. You should be able to post links. Now more posted this one here. The type that fulfills the .NET standard string and C# types. Yeah, there we go. Coding Chemist, welcome back to the stream. More master. I'm sorry, my bot got you. We just have trouble with spam bot sometimes, so it makes people who are brand new to the stream unable to post links for like an hour. But if you've been watching for an hour, it lets you post it. So apologies to you for that reason. Okay, but yeah, I'm practicing regular expressions here. I really should be better at them. It's like I understand how they exist. I tend to be more of a parser combinator guy. It already made you mad. I'm sorry. It's okay. It's okay to be mad. If you want to post a link, please let us know in advance. Yeah, you should be able to post it now. I did give you permission to do that. So someone help me out here. I'd love this. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm mad at Microsoft. Look, Microsoft makes a lot of people mad. I'm pretty sure I can do this rare expression. I want this to be the thing I'm matching. I want to add in, so I'm doing a regular expression here. I'm doing this regular expression. I'm trying to match something of this type. Here, let me copy this here, just so you guys can see it. I want to do this type. So we have a number, space, green, red, or blue. And then, so I have this part done. I want to do a comma and a space, and And then I want to say, do this thing any number of times. I'm pretty sure I can do this. Someone tell me if I can't do it. I'm 90% sure I can. Do I need to do it as a thing like that? So I'm struggling here writing this one just because I don't do this much. I hate the parsing. I'm really bad at it. Yeah, so this, I'm forcing myself to do it. I could totally just parse it out, split it out here, but I'm trying to force myself to do a thing that's a little bit more. Coax tea, that's exactly how I feel. Coax tea, that's exactly how I feel. I'm trying to make myself better at regular expressions. Normally I would just ignore, but I've given up. The one thing I relied on AI was regex. Oh, that's an interesting idea. But yeah, so you know, I could just come in here. The line that's coming in has these commas on it. So what I could do is I could split like this. I could take line dot split on a semicolon, and then we'll do regex options dot split. Sorry, not regex, string split options dot trim. So this is going to be each of our dice here. So we could do var sets, raw sets like this. And then this will break out all of our things here. And then I'm just going to do a loop here. I'll do a raw sets dot select parse set. So I'll just add another one in here. That's public static. This is going to parse a sing1 dice set, parse set, string line like this. And so we can parse the sets here, and then we'll just do to list, and we'll return that. And I guess we don't need to do it that way. Okay, so I could do this. The one thing here is now I could do line dot split. This is what I would normally do, but I'm trying to be better. Dot trim entries like this. I could do this and have one more thing that parses the next, and maybe I should. Can ChatGPT write Redis? That's probably a good idea to do it. GPT says, do you mind just brushing on record versus class? Yeah, absolutely. Record is just a very like shorthand for a class. Absolutely. GPT 10,000. Give me a second. I'll talk about it. Let me just double check, make sure I'm not missing anything. Moormash says, what confuses me most on reg expression is the different capabilities by different entries. Yeah, sometimes you need to escape brackets, sometimes not, referring to submatches, sometimes using backslash, sometimes using dollar signs. I find it incredibly difficult to debug later on. So I tend to just use parser combinators or do some kind of split string parsing, simple stuff myself personally. But there's some simple ones here. So this one's simple enough. That I think it makes sense to use it. I don't know for sure. Also, I want to welcome Gigaset SC2. Gigaset SC2, thank you for following me today. Gigaset, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. And we had a question. GPT 10,000. GPT 10,000 asks about record versus class. So let me show you the difference between that. Holy moly, Grumpy, the Grumpy Game Dev. Thank you for rating me. Thank you for bringing Dota 2. Dota, how's it going, my friend? Nice to see you. So let's do a quick example here. Let's call it a point. I'm going to create a thing called point here. So you might be familiar with classes. We might do a point, and inside of the point, we might have public int x. This is just creating a getter for it. Read only, public. Let's do it this way. So there's no setter. Public int y get public point int x int y. And then you might do x equals x, lowercase x. Come on. VS Code in your autocomplete, get me all boozling me. Stop it. Like this. So you might write a class like this, and then you might come down here, you might do a toString override, toString like this, and you might say, in the toString, you might do something like point X, this is gonna be X, comma, Y, like this. And then there's like an equals and some other stuff as well. Some equals and other stuff as well. The classic way of doing it would be getter functions too. Yeah, so we have a get like this. We have X's and Y's. There's no setter in this one. And this is because I'm about to mimic what a record does. So we can write it this way. When you use a record, it essentially generates all that code for you. So record public, record point, int X, int Y. It's essentially shorthand. It's essentially shorthand. You get some other stuff for free as well. You get some other stuff for C as well. You can also do record struct. By default, they're classes. They'd be a class or a struct, but you get a toString for free. You get the equals for free. It's a bunch of syntactic sugar. Exactly, game dev, syntactic sugar. Surly dev, surly. I'd like to say, surly dev, thank you for following me. I'd like to thank surly dev for following the captain coder. Surly dev, thank you so much for popping in, my friend. It's nice to see you. It's nice to see you here. But GPT 10,000, did this make sense to you? It's just syntactic sugar to do a bunch of stuff that you will commonly do in a read-only class. So this is an immutable class. You won't be able to modify it. If I wrote that in CS syntax, it would be public point X. What is CS syntax? I'm sorry. What does CS stand for in this context? I apologize for not knowing better. In C#, records in a class struct with extra generated features like value. Yeah, so we get equalities and stuff. CS is C#. You're saying if I do this? If I wrote, so I'm a little confused. Gotcha. But anyway, that's just sort of what I was gonna go there. All right, so we are working on that. We're basically parsing day 2 here. You're welcome, GPT 10,000. Thank you so much for asking. We're gonna get our parts here. So this is gonna be an array here. String parts equals, and then we're gonna loop through each one of these parts and then basically apply our regular expression to it. We're gonna match red, green, or blue. Okay. So in this case, Redmer, we've taken a quick detour. Yeah, we took a quick detour. Hopefully, or you can use it to store data that doesn't need any implicit methods and don't have verbose syntax for class struct. Yeah, so it's a way of reducing it. Is this advent of code? Yes, this is sudo please. This is day 2 of advent of code. We're in the process of parsing this stuff down a little bit here. We're in the process of parsing out a single dice set. So if you're familiar with the problem, we're parsing out a single dice set right now. So we're splitting on the commas, and then I have this regular expression that we're gonna use to pull that chunk out. So here is this. This here. We'll be able to pull out our number and then our other one. So I'm gonna create a regular expression over here. So regex set regex equals new regex, and it's kind of optional as well. Like there, regex options ignore case. I don't think I actually need to ignore the case here. And then we'll get our match here for our parts, and then we'll do the following. So this is going to be our set regex. We're going to match parts on. We need to loop through each one of these parts for each string part in parts. I guess I could do this a little bit different. So we'll do a part here like that. We'll do int red equals 0, int green equals 0, int blue equals 0, like that. We're not getting the ID. Instead, we're gonna get number. So this is the left side number, and then we're gonna get color. So we're gonna match the number here and then the color, and then we're gonna do a little bit of magic to combine them together. You can just wrap with a get. Yeah, I like that. And I do like the syntax, the nice syntax for get and sets expressions. Woosa says, regex said, to better know what syntax is allowed, try to know what regex expression is used by default by the tooling you'll use. Basically, there is two main expressions, BRE and ERE. Can also find Perl. Yeah, Perl has some intense ones. When you'll get the expression used, you'll know if you use 0 to 9 or D. Oh, gotcha. Thank you for the whoa, close to spectacular. I appreciate that. In VS Code, how do I stop my wrap functions from sometimes unwrapping themselves? It's a good question. I'm not a VS Code expert, unfortunately. Someone else might know. And Menaliki, welcome back to the stream, my friend. Nice to have you here. Nice to have you here. Is that a nice GPT answer? Maybe. I don't think it is, but Woosa is quite the smarty over there, though. I've seen Woosa in many places, have many intelligent things, beautiful, wonderful things to say. But yeah, Menaliki, it's nice to see you, my friend. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Welcome back to the stream. Can't write that long myself. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I go on tangents myself in other streams. All right, so we're gonna have the number, we're gonna have the color. Essentially, I need to now figure out which color I want, and I guess I could use a dictionary. That's an interesting idea. I could use a dictionary here. Is this insane here? String to int. Hang on. We're gonna be insane here. Colors equals a new here. Let's be insane. Let's be insane here. But just to make our next, so we don't have to do if statements. Do a red. Red 0. Am I already forgetting the syntax here? Someone help me. Oh my goodness. There we go. Red 0, green, blue, and then check it out. Look how lazy I can be right here. Now I can do colors of color dot value, comma number dot value, and then I do an int dot parse on the value here. I think, hang on, equals. I think I can be lazy like this. All right, let's check it out here. Coaxed. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Thank you so much for the follow. Coaxed. Thank you for following me today. Thank you so much for the follow. It's good for coding background noise. It's true. You'll need a list of dictionary then. I don't think I need a list of dictionary. We're parsing just a single. So Redmer, we are parsing just a single instance of this. Just a single instance of these ones here in the middle. So we've split it on the semicolon already. So this is me just being kind of lazy here. And when this string, so it parses a single set here, and then we return dice, new dice set, and then we just pull out each one here. Colors of red, colors of green, and colors of blue. Does that make sense there? Yeah. So I did this lazy thing where I split it here to do this. So I do a regular expression there. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I didn't need to do that. Part of me, maybe I'll rewrite it a little bit here to find out. But yeah, this could be, parse color or something, and then it pulls out each of those strings, but it's okay. You're currently dehobbing a piece of software written in HSP, and this background noise stimulation helps me focus. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad I think you're referring to it. Coaxed day. Coaxed day. Doesn't matter. Coaxed day. Coaxed. I like coaxed. I think that's how I've been saying it. T. Maybe I'm saying coaxed T. Coaxed. I'll try and remember that. Thank you so much for letting me know. Let me add a little note here to myself. Coaxed. That's the easiest for me to say, I believe. If it was me, I'm a bit offended. People can have experience, knowledge without thinking with or using ASN, but it's all good. Woosa. I know how brilliant you are. Okay. Dice set here. I think we're getting out. Let's parse line 2. Console game parse line 2. Let's do for each string line in lines. and we're gonna do a game game equals game.parse line console.writeLine just to make sure it seems to be parsing correctly. It's also FOS on GitHub OpenHSP. So ID 1. Oh, I'm sad my list didn't print better. This is really what I'm interested in here. Console.writeLine game.sets. So we'll do a string.join comma on these. So I think those will print better like that. I was really hoping. There we go. All right, so the first one, let's make sure this matches our input. 4 red, 3 blue. 4 red, 3 blue. This is where I should write a test. Red 1, green 2, blue 6, 2 green. This is looking correct to me. 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 1, 1. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Let's write the actual. So now the calculation should be hopefully easy. We just determine whether or not we're gonna write a predicate here. Write a predicate. So this one parses each line. So we could actually do probably lines.select game.parse. And so this will actually be a just all the games. We just parse all the games in here like this. And then we'll do a part 1 here. Void part 1. And this is going to take in, I guess I could turn it to an array. Here, game array. Games? Yeah, like that. And we want to determine if a game is valid. All right, so we'll do a bool is valid game. Game G. We'll call it a game here. A game is valid if we have 12 red cubes, 13 green cubes, 14 blue cubes. So we have to have less than or equal to this amount, I believe. Let me read this one more check. Loaded with only 12. Yeah, less than or equal to. We're almost done with part 1. We're almost done with part 1. So we're going to say the simple one would be return game dot. Oh, we have to go through every set. All right. So let's extract it one more time. Is valid set die set set. Say return set dot red less than or equal to 12 and set dot blue RGB green less than or equal to 13 and set dot blue less than or equal to 14 here. Coax, I'm so sorry. Let me give you, it's disgusting but intriguing language. One sec. Permit coaxed. You should have permission now. Sorry about that. Let's check it out. It looks kind of, it has curly braces. The language has curly braces. Thank you so much for that. This language has curly braces. It's not the ugliest language I've ever seen. This is the language over HSP. I've seen uglier languages. This looks okay. Repeat 5. That's a little bit weird, but I've seen it. And then loop. I've seen worse languages. HSP looks interesting. What does HSP stand for anything? Okay. So this is our valid die set, and then for a game, we're just going to return game dot sets dot all is valid set. So we say if all of the sets are valid, this one's valid. These are one-liners, so we can do this. Can do this type of syntax. Like that. Boop, boop. Let's shrink you over here. C style syntax. Gotcha. Basic syntax. Okay. Gotcha. Right. So is valid game. So part 1, we just want to say for games dot select what is it? Not select. We want to keep where g game dot is valid is valid game. Okay, so we're gonna do where it is a valid game, and then we want to select just game.id, and then we sum those. Is that correct? Determine which games, what is the sum of the IDs of those games? Okay. So this int result, int result, Rex Riker, welcome back, my friend. How you doing, Rex? It's been a while. It's nice to see you. Console.writeLine result. Let's check it out here. Part 1 of games. Let's rename this games. And I guess we can do .toArray. I'm glad to be back. I just like it and want to port the software over to Rust eventually. Gotcha. Stuck in Windows platform only makes it. So we got 8 here. So we're good on the sample set. This is what we expect. Let's get our puzzle inputs. Rex, what have you been up to, if you don't mind me asking? I'm so happy to have you back. I'm so happy to be back. All right. And let's try it on our input.txt here. Moment of truth, folks. Moment of truth. Boom. Boom. We got a gold star. And the only other platform of sorts on desktop is Linux. Gotcha. Part 2. Thank you, G. The elf says they've stopped producing snow because they aren't getting any water. He isn't sure why the water stopped. However, he can show you how to get the water source to check it out for yourself. It's just up ahead. As you continue your walk, the elf poses a second question. In each game you played, what is the fewest number of cubes of each color that could have been in the bag to make the game possible? Again, consider the following example games from earlier. Game 1, thank you for the gold star, Smab. I appreciate it. 3 blue, 4 red, 1 red, 2 green, 6 blue, 2 green. So I think what it's asking is, we're going to find the max. And before I read down here, I always like to try and figure it out first. The maximum red was 4, so we need 4 red, at least 4 red, at least 6 blue, and at least 2 green. In game 1, you need 4 red, 2 green, 6 blue cubes. Okay. If any color would have had even 1 pure cube, that game would have been impossible. Okay. Game 2 could have been played with a minimum 1 red, 3 green, 4 blue. Okay. So we're going to find the sets. 5 needed no fewer than 6 red, 3 green, and 2 blue. Okay, so we're going to find the max of each one here. The power of a set of cubes is equal to the numbers of red, green, and blue cubes multiplied together. The power of the minimum set of cubes in game 1 is 48. The power of the minimum set of cubes in game 1 is 48. So 48, because that would be 4 times 2 times 6. Okay. 4 times 6 is 24, times 2 is 48. In games 2 to 5, it was 12, 15, 60, 6, 30, 36. We're sort of adding up, and then we're going to add up. So we got to find the power. So we're going to find the max of each color, multiply them together, and then sum them up. All right, we can do that. We no longer need to notice. I don't think we need to filter out the result anymore of impossible games, because we're detecting what would be the minimum to make it possible. All right. Copilot is pretty good for de-obfuscating. Sometimes I need to manually do it, though. One good usage of AI, yes. There's a couple ones. I've had it refactor. For me, I've had to do simple refactors, but I have like unit tests to make sure the functionality is the same. It's not good at writing tests. I will say that. Writing really dumb documentation. It's good at writing really dumb documentation. Void part 2. So we get all our games passed in here. I'm going to do a little thing here. Part 1. Like that. I had to rename that. It was able to do that pretty well. I haven't really used Copilot. I'll be clear. I don't think I've used Copilot at all, except when it was really early in beta. I don't use much AI. Okay, so we don't care about the valid games anymore. We want to find the max of each die. I want to find the max each die. Can I do a thing here that says set dice set max set? It's going to find the max, and we're just going to give it a list, or I guess give it a list. It really doesn't matter. It should just be an enumerable of dice sets here. I could just do enumerable. I need to get used to this enumerable dice sets sets like this. And then we're just going to go through and find the max of each one. For each dice set and sets. I could probably rewrite this as a really nice link. Int red equals 0, int green equals 0, int blue equals 0. And red is just going to become max, math.max of set.red, red. Let's write it out this way. I'm pretty sure I can write this as a simple link set. It's like a fold. It's a little bit like a fold here. If you're familiar with what a fold is, this would be an aggregate. I tend to not like the aggregate syntax. Red, green, blue, blue. But I can do it as an aggregate, and then finally return a dice set. Red, green, blue, like this. New. I need to put the word new here. So I can aggregate them together. I'm pretty sure I could do an aggregate call. An aggregate. Puka, thank you so much for the follow. Puka. Oh, Puka. I'd like to welcome you to the crew. Oh, yes, there's Puka. Oh, Puka. Thank you for following me today. Thank you so much for the follow, Puka. Sijian. Couldn't help but following to be my Sijian. It got you. It got you. Want to see what the number didn't go up. Sijian, the number didn't go up. Sijian is my 1,000 follower, but wants to be the 2,000 followers. The number didn't increase. It knew. There it goes. Oh, there it goes. Never mind. It did it. It did it, Sijian. Sijian is my 2,000 follower. Thank you so much for the re-follow. Sijian was also my 1,000 follower. But Sijian, thank you for following. Thank you for following me. Puka, I've been having a blast doing Advent of Code. It's actually the reason I started streaming. I started streaming last December for Advent of Code. I love it. I love it. I had so much fun doing it. And here I am today, streaming again, Advent of Code 2023. All right, so we're gonna go through all of our parts here, but Sijian, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you being the 1,000th follower, or the 2,000th follower there. All right, so games, and basically you wanna say for each game, games.select, max sets. Is this, games, select, I can't. So I would do max set games. Hang on. Dot. Hang on. I got it wrong here. Games. This would be game goes to max set of game dot sets. So it's going to combine all those sets. Going to have a red, green, blue, and then I need to multiply them together. Dot select, and we have a set coming in here. Be set dot red times set dot green times set dot blue, and then we sum those together, I believe. Thank you for the doi, Proton. How you doing, buddy? Welcome back to the stream. Happy to have you here on this beautiful day, folks. If you guys don't know the incredible Proton Fig, Proton is an astounding Commodore 64 coding guru, musician, and graphician. Absolute legend. You see that there on the stream? That's Kart King. That's the game that Proton was working on. He's still working on that same game. Proton, I've been gone. What are you waiting for? Go check out Proton. Proton's working on Kart King. Incredible Commodore 64 coding guru, folks. Program for the Commodore 64. Also, hi Camo. Hi Camo. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Hi, Camo. Thank you for following me. Hi, Camo. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. And Science, welcome back, my friend. Welcome home. Yeah, I know. We're back on streaming. We're back on the Twitch, back on the streaming, back on the Avenue Code. Yeah, we just hit 2,000 followers. 2,000 followers. Yeah, 201. 2001 was Hi, Camo there. Yes, Science streams. Folks, if you guys don't know Science, incredible streamer. Whack-em Wednesday's my favorite. Microscopy Monday. Go check them out. Incredible. Sijian, you've been here since December 2nd. Since oh no, that Sijian, reset your followage. Oh no. But yeah, Science streams, folks. Okay, so we're gonna sum this up. I think this is right. The one thing that's rough about Link in my mind as well is it's harder to break down each individual thing to debug. Again, it's one of those things that's debugging is difficult. Results here, do console.writeLine, part 2, results here like this. So clearly the hardest part was basically the parsing. The parsing was, the challenge on this one is the parsing part, which I feel like I spent a lot of time doing that. Let's try part 2. And just to give ourselves a little bit, let's take this one here. This is our games one. Is it the same input? Is it the same input? 2 green. Yes, it's the same input. Let's do it on our sample input. Sample input. Sijian wants me to check the link. Thank you for the link. Sorry, I missed it. I got so distracted. Let's open that up here. Got to check it on the second screen first. There's a bunch of real-time follower accounts. It's true. Let's see what. Oh, it's a video. All right, let's listen to it. Followed 3 minutes ago, December 2nd. Yeah, people are refollowing this video. One second. It won't let me just open the video itself. It wants me to open up Discord. Hang on, let me download the video and we can watch it. Give me a second here. Bear with me, folks. Grab a bear with me. OptMSTZ. OptMSTZ. Oh yeah, we got OptMSTV. MSTV. Thank you for following me. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you being here on this beautiful Saturday. Welcome to the crew, my friend. Welcome to the crew. All right, here's the video that Sijian sent. Is there volume? Is there supposed to be volume here? I hear no volume. Oh, there it goes to 2,000. I see. Thank you so much. Sijian was the 1,000 follower as well. Go Advent of Code. They take me too long. They get longer too. Sijian, thank you so much for that rollover. Optimus TV. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it that correctly. Let me know if you want me to pronounce it differently. Folks, Captain Coder wants you to feel welcome. And one way I can make you feel welcome is by pronouncing that name right. So if I'm pronouncing a name incorrectly, don't hesitate to correct me. Even the easy advents are difficult for me. The parsing, getting good at the parsing and breaking them down and pulling the numbers out is a good way to work on them. Last year, I'm not doing it this year. Last year, I was much more part-time. Last year, I made a bunch of guides for like the first 14. I was teaching a class on coding and I used it to do that. I just don't have the time this year to do it as much as I might want to. 2286 here. Let's make sure this is the right number. 2286. Okay, that looks correct. It's correct for that one. Let's test on the full input. Come on. 67363. Huh. Yeah, we done did it, folks. We done get it. We got another gold star. Let's return to the calendar, folks. We done did it. Science, I missed you too, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. Both parts of the puzzle are completed. Tuber time for ages. You've always said tuber, but it's supposed to be pronounced Captain Coder. Thank you, Captain Coder. I appreciate it. I apologize. It's mostly because I didn't want to confuse anybody. I didn't want to confuse anybody because I am, the Captain Coder. If I was just calling you Cam Coder, how does the leaderboard work? So there is a leaderboard you can join. There's a leaderboard you can join. And it just basically the overall leaderboard is here. Basically, I will never get on it because I'm not going to stay up. I go to sleep too early to get into this. But if you want to be hardcore, you get points for being some of the first people to complete. On our private leaderboard, you can join our private leaderboard. Smab killing it. Smab is killing it. You get the way it's set up is they get awarded 1 point per person based on the order in which you've completed them. So I'm ranked 14. That means I got, I believe, 7 points on each day, probably. So essentially, you get a point for every person that you complete before. So every star you complete, you get a point for that star based on the other people who have not yet completed. So it's speed based. GPT 10,000. GPT 10,000. Thank you for following me now. GPT 10,000. I would like to thank you. Thank you for following and welcome to the stream. GPT 10,000, I'd like to welcome you today. GPT 10,000, thank you so much for the follow. That's essentially how it works. Smab, let's check out your solution. Day 2 here. Day 2, coaxed. It's not that great. But I appreciate the compliment nonetheless. Mine could definitely be refactored a bit. I want to see how you do your parse. So game.parse. Let's look at your game.parse. I don't care about the score myself because I just start doing AOC when I wake up and I couldn't sleep earlier. That's sort of how I feel. Is I just have fun doing them. I'm not doing it to compete. I just thought it'd be fun to have that leaderboard for the captain's crew, but feel free to join it. And we have a Discord. Feel free to hop on the Discord and discuss. But Smab, let's look at your parse. Your parse is it looking nice. So we split on this. So I did that too. Does anyone know? Can I tell it to not do this? It's driving me crazy. I like the syntax. All right, we're gonna do this. It's gonna have all the errors if I do it that way. For everyone in now, all right, we'll do it. Look, I'm back. Add all. Look, everyone's gonna get 20,000 points. There you go. BK Dev, welcome back to the stream, my friend. Happy to have you here. Let's look at Smab. This is Smab's solution to the same puzzle. Smab solution and quickly run away, avoid spoilers. Yeah, BK Dev, we just did it. We just finished part 2. So have a beautiful day. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Game parse. I want to look at this. So splits, this is kind of what I did there. And then ID tokens, int ID tokens, ID offset. Okay, so you took an, okay, that's cool. Tokens, you split it here. ID offset ... This is going forward. Split on this. Then you split on that. Okay, so I'm not feeling so bad about the way I split it. Okay, so we split on the semicolon as well. We didn't try and do too much in our regex. I like that. You're validating me a little bit. You're validating me here a little bit. Nefine. Thank you for following me. Oh, Nefine, you so fine. Thank you for following me. The puzzles are language agnostic, Tuber. Language agnostic. What have you been doing lately? I missed you 2 weeks ago when there was a big Twitch party in Twitch. I didn't know that. Yeah, I've been moving. So I moved houses. Rex, there's nothing wrong with using ChatGPT for help. I do think people have a little bit of trouble. I think you will learn, depending on how you use AI, I think you'll learn less. I would say use it to ask questions, not to write code. By the way, I went back and added my regex solution back in day 1 as well. I think I'll also do that. Oh, cool. Let's see here. I want to look at your parse, cubeset.parse. 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 Oh, you change it to a try parse. Not implemented. Is this the latest version, Smab? We have a not implemented here. Game, unless I'm reading a cubeset.parse. Oh, here it is. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Cubeset.parse. I don't know why my brain went down here. Okay, here we go. All right, so you did the same thing today. Split on this. Select colors. Okay. You actually didn't use a regular expression, which is kind of cool. Snabble, that's what I was gonna do initially. I was gonna use fparsec. What I was basically saying, I should really practice my regular expressions more. It basically at the beginning of the show, I was going like, I don't use regular expressions enough because I don't like them all that much. I don't know. No, I find them difficult to debug. And so I tend to just use parser combinators. If it's complex enough that I need to parse something, I usually use a parser combinator. You added the other methods. Gotcha. I like this. So I like how straightforward and simple your parsing is. Colors and then count and color token. So you're pulling out the color token here. You split on the white space. This is the sort of thing I was saying I could do here. Count and color count as int. So part of me is regretting using the regular expression just because I actually find, for me, and it's maybe because I don't use regular expression enough, I find this just reads better. I find these splits and stuff just reads better. It says what it is doing. I don't have to understand the regular expression. Maybe I won't do it. And then you kind of did the same thing I did. Minimum set here, where we find the max of each one. I like it a lot. And then the final solution is really quite simple. I was thinking I would do something like this too, but I have mine hard coded in. Not bad. Irish John, welcome back to the stream, folks. Do you guys know Irish John Games? Incredible game developer, software engineer, programmer extraordinaire, working on this beautiful game you see before you, Rise of Piracy. Irish John, it's so nice to see you, my friend. It is an exploration real-time strategy game. You gotta go check it out. If you're not already following it on Steam, it really helps people out. If you come in here, just add it to your wish list. It's gonna really help out to build it up. I can't wait to play this game. Jern. Also, it has the Micro Pros as a publisher. Incredible job, my friend. It's nice to see you. I've been lurking a bit in your stream, but I've been gone off of streaming just in November. I had to find a place to live. Spam, I love this solution. I love your solution. I actually am, I would be curious what you think, Smab. Do you find that this type of parsing is just reads better than regular expression? Oh, it's still playing. We'll wait for this to finish. Sorry. Jern, I love you, my friend. How you been? Or as you might say, how you been keeping? How you keeping? The regex yesterday. All right, let's look at your regex. You have both regex and link. All right, let's look at your regex. I didn't feel like yesterday's parse was that difficult. Using regular expression. Oh yeah, you can do this type of thing too. Digit, last digit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is kind of what we did with the, not as a regular expression, but using dictionaries, right? You can do it as a pair there. It's actually, yeah, Snabble. It's sort of the same thing you do. So why write? To write. Thank you for the first dram. Welcome back. I really like this. We're pulling out left to right. So you're doing a digit or, I really like that. First digit regex, last digit regex, right to left. This is beautiful, Smam. This map, this is beautiful. I really, really like that because it goes from the end. You're basically, oh, this is so great. This is so great because you find the first digit. You don't have a plus at the end, so it says find the first digit. And then this one is just find the first digit or the first one of these. And then I bet you just sort of parse it out and say, okay, you know, you have a thing here that translates it. Yeah. And then this thing translates it. Smab, this is beautiful. This is so this is where a regex shines, in my opinion, when it's super easy to read. Look how easy this in my mind, this regex is really easy to read. It's when you start getting these crazy regexes that are like, so you saw mine. I started kind of putting in like, oh, well, I can put a comma here and separate it out and find all this stuff. And I'm like, no, that's going to be too much. Does a regex code generate work in F# or Visual Basic? I don't know. I don't know if this attribute exists in those or not. That's a good question. Called bag in case I used it later. I really, really love this. Person says, you moved. Anyway, you missed my birthday party. I ran 2 streams that lasted 32 hours because 0x32 is, because the hex 32 is 50. That's awesome. That's awesome. Proton, well, happy birthday, my friend. I'm sorry I missed it. Things have been a little bit crazy for me. But I'm glad to be back for streaming, especially for the advent of code. Absolutely wonderful time here. Every time I come in, Spam, thank you so much for sharing this with us. I really, really like these regular expressions. I kind of hate my regular expression. It might be a little bit better if I pulled it out, right? So if I pulled it out and didn't pull it out, but made it a separate regular expression and then did some parsing in between. I personally just don't find this to be as readable as the straight splits where you're just splitting it up, especially when we can do stuff with link together. The regular version of 3 times faster than a link version. That makes sense. That actually makes sense. From what I understand, because of the thunks in link, it's slow. I'd be really interested where the slowdown is. Regular expressions can be super fast. They're like a compiled. Fun thing to do in a compiler's course. One of my favorite things to do in compiler courses is to write, and I've taken a few compiler courses now, write a regular expression compiler. A compiler for evaluating regular expressions. It's a great way to start learning about compilation, parsing and compilation, and state machines. Regular expressions are pretty cool. I just don't write them out a whole lot. This one's really nice. Exactly. Ignores the whole middle of the string. Yeah, as soon as it finds a match, boom, done. Regular grammars are kind of simple, but I think they tinkered regex into oblivion. Yeah, the extended regular expressions, ERE is a little bit, and then the Perl regular expressions are just insanity. It's only finding the first match each time. Yeah. Finds it once and then it stops. So that's cool because it doesn't scan the whole string. That's brilliant. That's brilliant. All right, folks, we done did it. We completed Advent of Code day two. I'll be back tomorrow. I think we're gonna hop off here, but I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna encourage you guys, if you want to do Advent of Code, hop on the Discord, get on the Advent of Code channel, get on our leaderboard, share your solutions. You learn so much when you share solutions. If you get stuck, ask a question. There's a no spoilers chat over there on the Discord. And there's a spoilers chat where you can talk about things that you want solved. But in the no spoilers chat, no spoilers, we'll just try and help you out. But I'd love to see you guys over there. We're gonna find someone to raid here. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on this beautiful morning. This beautiful morning. Let's see. We're going to see if we can keep it on Advent of Code. Let's see who we got here doing Advent of Code. Search for Advent. MT Trickscraft. Looks like they might be the only person doing Advent of Code. They're the only person that has the word Advent in their Advent of Code in their name. Yeah, so we're gonna go raid Trickscraft. Disclaimer, I don't know this person. They look like a VTuber, but we're gonna go give them a shot. Let me make sure they're in English real quick. They look like they're pretty new to streaming. Let's give them some love, folks. Let's give them some love. As always, remember to keep coding, keep growing, be the best you can be, and you are welcome back anytime. We will see you tomorrow. I'll be back. Day 3 Advent Code. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern time. Have a beautiful day, everybody. Love you very much. Bye-bye.